temple that has been hanging on the side of a sheer cliff for more than 1,500 years. Not built on the ground, but literally bolted into the rock face using wooden beams. Earthquakes have shaken it, floods have risen around it, empires have fallen, yet it still stands today. One of the most extraordinary architectural achievements in human history. This is the Hanging Temple of China. The Hanging Temple is in Shanxi province, on the side of Hengshan mountain. It sits about 60 to 75 meters above the valley floor, roughly the height of a 20 to 25. What makes this special is not just the height, but the geography. The temple is built inside a natural groove or ravine in the cliff. This means that when rocks fall from above, they follow a curved path and miss the temple completely. The builders chose this spot with remarkable intelligence. The construction of the Hanging Temple began in 491 AD during the Northern Wei dynasty. Building on a vertical cliff was an enormous challenge. Workers had to be lowered by ropes from above. They carved platforms into the rock and began inserting wooden beams deep into holes they made. Over time, more hallways were added. Much of what we see today comes from restorations during the Ming and Qing dynasties, but the original engineering concept has remained the same for over 50 years. The true genius of the temple lies in its support system. The temple is held up by wooden beams, mostly made of durable hemlock wood from the local area. These beams were not simply against the cliff. They were carefully shaped and driven deep into holes carved into the solid rock. Roughly 2/3 of each beam is hidden in the mountain. The visible supports the buildings and walkways. The connection uses a traditional Chinese mortise and tenon technique combined with an expansion method. When the wood absorbs more, it expands and locks even more tightly into the rock. This is remarkably similar to how modern expansion bolts work. Each beam can support several weight. The entire structure is incredibly stable because most of the support is actually inside the mountain itself, not just on the surface. The combination of traditional woodworking skill and deep understanding of the rock has allowed the temple to survive for centuries. The Hanging Temple is also unique. While most temples focus on one religion, this temple honors three major Chinese traditions together: Buddhism, Taoism, and Confucianism. There is a special where statues of the Buddha, Laozi, and Confucius stand side by side. This reflects the Chinese philosophical idea of harmony between beliefs. Over the past 50 years, the Hanging Temple has faced earthquakes, floods, wars, and extreme weather. Yet it has remained stable. One major is its flexible wooden structure combined with the deep anchoring into the rock. The beams can absorb movement during earthquakes rather than breaking. Additionally, the natural protection of the ravine has shielded it from many falling rocks and landslides. The temple has been repaired and maintained many times throughout history, especially during the Ming and Qing dynasties, but the core design has proven remarkably resilient.
Today, the Hanging Temple is one of China's most famous historical sites.
However, its age and delicate structure, authorities have placed strict limits on the number of visitors allowed inside each day. This helps protect the temple for future generations. The Hanging Temple is more than just an old building. It is living proof of ancient Chinese engineering skill, deep respect for nature, and thinking. The builders created something that will last, and it has. 1,500 years later, it continues to inspire architects, engineers, and visitors from the world. The temple to a cliff stands as a powerful reminder. Sometimes the strongest structures are the ones that work with nature instead of trying to dominate. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story of extraordinary human achievement, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more videos like this. See you in the next one.